Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be proving that 0 divided by 0 is equal to 2. So, how am I going to prove this? Well, let's first start by writing out 0 over 0. So we're going to ignore the equals 2 for a moment and just start with 0 over 0. Well, 0 over 0, this is the same thing as 0 is the same thing as 1 minus 1, meaning 0 over 0, I can write this as 1 minus 1 over 1 minus 1, right? And this is right because 1 minus 1 is 0, so this is the same thing as 0 over 0. Now this, if this is true, then this means that this is also the same thing as 10 minus 10. And I have this over 10 minus 10 as well. So these two are the same thing. And if this is true, then this is also the same thing as 100 minus 100. So I have 100 minus 100 over 100 minus 100. So because all of this is true, now I can start by making things a little more complicated. So let me rewrite this over here. I have 100 minus 100 over 100 minus 100. And now I'm going to change things up a little bit. 100 is the same thing as 10 times 10, right? So for my denominator, I'm going to write this as 10 times 10, because 100 is 10 times 10, minus, I have 100 again, so 10 times 10 again. And for my numerator, what I'm going to do is, well, 10 times 10, that's the same thing as 10 squared, right? So for my numerator, I'm going to write 10 squared minus 10 squared. And the reason why I did this is because if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b, right? So in this case, I have 10 squared minus 10 squared, and a and b are the same thing. So a is 10, and so is b. b is 10 as well. So I get 10 plus 10 times 10 minus 10, and I have this over 10 times 10 minus 10 times 10. And now this is the same thing as 10 plus 10 times 10 minus 10 over, for my denominator, what I'm going to do is factor out 10. So if I factor out 10, I get 10 times, well, 10 times 10 divided by 10 is simply 10. And again, 10 times 10 divided by 10 is 10 again. So I have 10 times 10 minus 10. Now from here, what I'm going to do is cancel out these two 10 minus 10s. So if I cancel these two out, I get 10 plus 10 over 10. And, well, 10 plus 10, that's 20. So I have 20 over 10, and 20 divided by 10 is 2. So there, I just proved that 0 over 0 is equal to 2. So, obviously, 0 over 0 is not 2, so where did I go wrong? Well, I went wrong right here. Remember how I canceled out the 10 minus 10 over 10 minus 10? Well, what is 10 minus 10? 10 minus 10 is 0. So that's saying that 0 divided by 0 is 1. And I can't cancel these two out because 0 divided by 0 is not 1, so that is wrong. And 0 divided by 0 is not equal to 2. Alright, so in this problem, I have 5 to the power of x plus 5 to the power of x plus 5 to the power of x plus 5 to the power of x is equal to 1,000. So for my solution, I'm going to first start by factoring out 5 to the power of x from my left-hand side. Because as you can see, we have 4 of the same terms on my left-hand side, and the easiest way to go about solving this equation is to factor them out. So I get 5 to the power of x times, well, 5 to the power of x divided by 5 to the power of x is simply 1, so I get 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 1,000. And now 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4, so I get 5 to the power of x times 4 is equal to 1,000. Now, we want to isolate x, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So then these two cancel out, and I get 5 to the power of x is equal to 1,000 divided by 4, which is 250. So, from this large equation here, we got up to an equation that is significantly smaller. So we have 5 to the power of x equal 250, and just at first glance of this equation, we can tell that x is not going to be a whole number because we have 5 squared is 25, 5 to the power of 3 is 125, and 5 to the power of 4, this is going to be 125 times 5, which is 625. So the value of x is somewhere in between 3 and 4. Now to actually find the exact value of x, not just an estimate, what we're going to do is rewrite 250 as 25 times 10. And the reason I did this is because 25 is the same thing as 5 squared. So I get 5 squared times 10. And now I'm going to take the log on both sides. So I get log of 5 to the power of x is equal to log of 5 squared times 10. And this is the same thing as, well, log a times b is equal to log of a plus log b. So log 5 squared times 10 is going to equal log of 5 squared plus log of 10. Now, if I have something in the form log a to the power of b, I can move this exponent b to the front. So this is going to equal b times log a. So in this case, I have log 5 to the power of x. I can move x to the front, and I have log 5 to the power of 2, so I can move 2 to the front. And I get x times log of 5 is equal to 2 times log of 5 plus log 10. Now I'm going to divide both sides by log 5. So then these two cancel out, and I get x is equal to 2 times log 5 plus log 10 over log 5. Now, if you guys already know, log 10 is equal to 1. So now I get x is equal to 2 times log 5 plus 1 over log 5. And this is the same thing as 2 times log 5 over log 5 plus 1 over log 5. Now these two log 5s cancel out, so I get x is equal to 2 plus 1 over log 5. And although this is an exceptional answer, I want the exact answer, so I'm going to find the value of log 5. And log 5 is equal to 0.699, meaning 1 divided by log of 5 is going to equal 1.43. So 2 plus 1.43 is 3.143. So I get x is equal to 3.143. And this is my answer to this problem. And remember how we already said that x was going to be somewhere in between 3 and 4. So this proves us right.